music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gonna give her some. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes, you can go ask Jennifer. That's my mom's name. I create and find change. My mind frame ensures that forever I'll reign.
You spent your whole life trying to blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat go ham, no time for cold cuts. The game like Big Fish came to join up. Yeah, I'm still independent, ain't sold a million records yet. Used to be on my checklist, big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound you can't.
From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Mills with a throw out wide that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
The pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
A first down throw for Mills. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On second down now, it's Cooper. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, here's Mills. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Texans! I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And I'll tell you what a bird's-eye view I've got here, because that was absolutely something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and he used those wheels of his. The absolute devastating effect.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. To throw, Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Winston. throws one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it up, and they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14, Saints nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
Jameis to throw it. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cooper. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Up the middle they go. Cooper. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time and another first down. 21-0 our score after one.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Texans 21, Saints nothing.
Quick throw complete by Mills. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second and a couple.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Here's Mills. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it is 28-0. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Play action now. Winston. Pressure gets to him and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
He's got him in, complete. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
6 yards. And the Saints first down.
On play action, Winston. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Slant pass complete to Olave. And he's brought down. Winston on target to Olave for the Saints first.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up in a touchdown, remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now, they've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Mills now looks to throw on first down. Dancing to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mills. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Mills to the air again. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself not just so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. On 2nd and 9, Winston is going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going right side, he finds Slayton. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Now Winston on 4th down. Once again, he finds Slayton. And he is going to have the Saints 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, as these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of it away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here we go with Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Winston looking long for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
3rd and long for Winston. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, Mills. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Mills. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They go play action. Mills being chased out left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On play action, Mills. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. You're the offensive coordinator. You like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Right back to him on 1st down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Mills. Forced out to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
3rd and goal, Mills. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach...
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Play action now, Mills. And he can't quite get there. gain of 16 to set them up first and goal.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the...
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Texans are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Winston from the gun on third down. The pass caught by Olave. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Desperation time. Winston on fourth down. And, oh, Jameis intercepted a third time. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Kamara up the middle. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Winston. He's got him in. Complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Winston now to throw on first down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21 to throw Winston. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, Winston throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Back to the ground, it's Kamara, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
This is caught. And the Saints are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're gritty. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. One last shot now for Winston. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Texans, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.